Got hit by an IED. I received third-degree burns on 80% of my body.
As America's longest war comes to a close, a local veteran who was wounded in Afghanistan sharing his perspective tonight, why he says the sacrifice of so many, including his own, was not in vain.
That's actually 3 Home Depots in Monument put all together. Yes, that's massive.
Plus, a packed house tonight in Monument as town trustees hear about financing plans for an industrial development that many neighbors say is too close to their homes.
Always watching out for you. This is KOAA News 5 at 10.
Thanks so much for joining us for News 5 at 10. Also live on your favorite streaming device. I'm Diane Derby.
Good evening. I'm Rob Quirk.
Tonight,
I
President
cannot and will not ask our troops to fight on endlessly in another country's civil war.
President Biden on the defensive tonight, saying he stands by his decision to pull U.S. troops out of Afghanistan, where in just 1 week, the Taliban able to drive out the U.S.-backed government and take control, leading to chaotic scenes of people desperately trying to cling onto U.S. military aircraft flying out of the Kabul airport. The president saying that while things didn't unfold as expected, he stands, quote, squarely behind the decision.
The truth is, this did unfold more quickly than we had anticipated. So what's happened? Afghanistan political leaders gave up and fled the country. The Afghan military collapsed.
Another 1,000 U.S. troops have been sent in now, racing to secure and evacuate embassy personnel and Afghans who supported the mission of U.S. forces from the Kabul airport.
The Taliban takeover comes less than a month before the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. It prompted the longest war in U.S. history. And one local veteran who was stationed there says regardless of what he thinks of the U.S. exit, he would do it all again. Our Colette Bordelon has his story.
That's my lucky hat. That's the only thing that survived my explosion.
Senior Master Sergeant Israel Del Toro Jr. was 5 months into his Afghanistan assignment in 2005.
Got hit by an IED. I received third-degree burns on 80% of my body.
After 4 months in a coma, doctors told him he wouldn't be able to walk again or breathe on his own.
I never accepted anything anyone told me my life was going to be.
Instead, he walked out of the hospital in early 2006, but his recovery took almost another 3 years.
It almost feels like, you know, all that blood, sweat, and treasure that we gave up out there, it was just for a participation trophy.
When asked about the Taliban takeover,
it's not the exit that is upsetting, it's the way you did it. And I think there could have been a better way to do it.
he says the word that comes to mind is angry.
That anger can overwhelm some people. You know, that frustration, you know, like I said, that disappointment. You know, like the question, was it worth it?
Those with behavioral health services at Mount Carmel tell us they've had at least one veteran call saying the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Afghanistan has been triggering mental health issues.
Some of us, like myself, you know, we obviously didn't come back saying we were severely wounded. You know, some of my teammates never came back. So now those families are probably asking, was it worth losing my loved one for something we were just going to give up on?
Del Toro Jr. remembered when he helped build a school for girls while in Afghanistan, where he says it was the first time those girls could get an education.
What we did, it was worth it. Not only to destroy Al-Qaeda and get the Taliban out of there, but to also see those other good parts of minorities and girls live freely. I got to see that.
Saying he'd do it all again if given the choice.
DT certainly is an incredible man. Those with Mount Carmel say they're increasing their caseload, and if more people do reach out, they'll be better prepared to handle it. Even if they couldn't get a veteran in, they have a gateway program where they reach out to other mental health organizations in the area to make sure everyone can get the support they need.